All right, peace, 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 family. Greetings, 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 greetings in love. Greetings I bring from Jah to all the ragamuffins. Ooh, greetings I bring from Jah to all the ragamuffins. Peace, peace, peace. Hola, hola. Yes, greetings, greetings, family. I want to talk about an amazing topic today. I want to talk about some amazing things that we've got going on. I want to talk a little bit about why many of you feel like you're not getting through the spirit, like God isn't hearing your prayers, or your ancestors, you're not able to hear the messages from your ancestors. You're just not able to get through. We want to talk a little bit about that today. We want to fine tune some things, and we want to show you how to make sure that you can get through. We also want to talk about some very, very, very exciting things that are taking place within the Seed of Light community. All right. First things first. All praises be to the divine one, to the most high, the holy of holies, the I am, the all that is, who has expressed itself through many lesser deities. And we also give honor and thanks to those deities for their guidance. We also give thanks to our angelic beings in the higher dimensions. We give thanks to our ancestors, both near and far, those most benevolent, most powerful, most loving, most caring, and most protective ancestors. And I want to give thanks for each and every one of you, for your time, for your energy, and for your presence. Thank you for being here. Now, I'm not gonna stay too long. I'm not going to what's the word? I'm not gonna parlay, right? But I want to talk about some things from a perspective, because I know many people are very frustrated by this. Many people are feeling like they are not able to get through the spirit. So we're going to talk about that. First and foremost, I think you've been taught the wrong way how to pray, for those that are praying people. And so when we say prayer, we know that prayer is often a term that is used by most religious paths, right? They use the term prayer, but we know that that can be prayer, that can be invocation, that can be just words, affirmations that you are directing unto the most high, to your ancestors. Just so whatever this verbal, we're talking about the word, sound, and power. So whether you want to call it prayer or whatever word that you want to use to define the act, right, of manipulating energy, matter through spirit, verbally, through words, through sound, and through power, meaning the power that has been invested in you, and that power that connects you to the power of the divine, to the most high, right? So words, sound, power. So whatever you want to call that. A lot of times people are praying, they are affirming, they are saying different things, and they are just not getting through. They're not getting through the spirit no matter what. And we want to talk a little bit about that. Hey, what's going on, Delia? Mama Imani? What's happening? Ladybug? All right, y'all get up in here. Let us know when you in the chat, right? Y'all know they don't like when with all of the negativity, with everything that's going on out here right now, it is just so amazing to me why these algorithms, they don't want to promote positivity. They don't want to promote light. As long as you getting up here talking about all everything that a celebrity is going through, and the what's this boy's name? what's this boy's name? The Nature Boy documentary out on Hulu. He told me many years ago that he was gonna be famous, and he ain't never lied. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. We gotta be determining and discerning what it is that we want to be famous for. So you can be famous for the wrong things too, right? And you could be tapped into the wrong frequencies as it relates to getting your prayers answered or things actually taking shape and changing in your life. Right. So I want to talk a little bit about that. First of all, what's the word that I just used? I just used the word frequency. I use the word frequency. Most people are taught that your prayer is primarily about presenting a need. In the church, you are taught to bring all your needs and all your cares to Jesus, right? Your desires, all your problems. They say, cast your cares upon him. These are some of the things that they say, right? And so the thing about it, when we look at it from a deeper level, is that when we're exchanging energy with the divine, we got to understand something. I'm right down here in the corner for those of y'all just wondering where I am. We're going to talk about what's on the screen in a minute, but I'm here. Right. But remember, it's not about what I look like, what I got going on. It's about the message. You either here for the message, you here for the upliftment, or you here for the entertainment. And I'm not here to entertain you. Although every now and then I might crack a little joke. But from a very deep perspective, we got to understand it when we're connecting with the divine, when we're connecting with divine spirits, when we're connecting with ancestors, the Most High, whether you're dealing with Yeshua in the Christian or the Hebrew faith, whether you're dealing with the Orisha and the Ifa, whatever you're dealing with. See, most of the time, especially when you're dealing with the lesser deities, you're dealing with something that's transactional. What do I mean by something that's transactional? When you're dealing with Orisha, when you're dealing with Loa, or when you're dealing with Netaru, most of the time it's transactional, meaning you want something from them and they also want something from you. What is that something called? That something is called sacrifice. That something is called ebo. That something is called whatever it is that is called that makes it a transactional situation between yourself and a spirit or deity or an authority that you feel to be higher than you. Are you with me? Okay, so we call that transactional. And most of the time, most of the people who get caught up in a lot of your religions, whether it be Christianity, whether it be Al Islam, you pray seeking something in return. Okay. Very rarely do people just pray just to say thank you, just to show gratitude, right? Because we need something when we pray. This is, and first and foremost, like, I'm not a God, I mean, I'm little g, I'm made in the essence of the creator, right? But if I was God and you only came to me and wanted to show me some love anytime you needed something, but you didn't come just to check in on me and say what's up, you've been gone for years, like some of these people that just be popping through email and they don't say hi, good afternoon, good evening, how you doing? They just one line straight to what you want. And this is my number. Reach out to me here. Wait a minute. See, if I was the creator and you only came to me whenever you needed something or whenever you wanted something, I would probably ignore you too. I'm just keeping it a zill bill. I'm just keeping it a zill bill, right? So that's the transactional aspect of it. It's like we're going to give a prayer because we want something. We're going to give an offering or an ebo because we want something back from spirit. Now, there's also this thing that a lot of people get caught up in with begging the spirit. Oh God, please, can you do this? Oh God, please, can you do that? There's a lot of that going on where a lot of people get caught up in this begging type of situation instead of standing in your own authority. right? Because we gotta look what that begging energy is, right? Begging is kind of like a behavior, right? Begging is a behavior. Okay. And sometimes it can create, from a spiritual perspective, it can create a little bit of spiritual confusion, because it's like, are you weak and crying and begging on a low frequency and a low vibration, or are you confident, certain, and powerful in what it is that you are requesting from spirit? It creates a little bit of a split. It creates a little bit of a confusion to the deities or the spirit in which you're going to. This is why many people, especially in some of these other traditions, these spiritual paths where sacrifice is offered, you all be letting these spirits turn y'all any which way but loose, because you haven't unlocked the rhythm of what it takes to align yourself with spirit and be a co-creator and a partner with spirit. You put everything into the spirit. Let's say, for example, it is a lesser deity, and all deities are lesser if they are not the most high, the holy of holies, the I am, the all that is, the infinite, supreme, divine creator. All deities and all spirits fall under that. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? Even the Orisha will tell you they fall under Olodumare. Even the low I will fall under gross boulanger, right? So every pantheon of spirits or deities still all get their power, get their essence, were created by the infinite one, the all that is. So again, when you're dealing with transactional, prayers and what you need from spirit, you got to remember that when you come with that begging energy, that begging from spirit, what you're telling spirit or those spirits that you are contracting with is that you are weak. You come crying. Somebody told you somewhere along the line to come as you are, but they didn't refine that statement for you. They didn't refine that statement for you, right? You're calling on abundance, but under that call for abundance is a seed of doubt. You're actually doubting. You don't believe that if you told spirit that you needed $3,000 in your bank account by the end of this week, that it would be there. You're asking for it, but underneath of that is a seed of doubt, because it just seems so incredible. Oh my God, nothing like that can happen. So you're the one that's causing the split. You're the one that's causing the division in the way spirit interprets your request or what it is that you're looking for. Are you with me? Let me know if you're with me. Let me know if you're with me. And let me know if I'm telling the truth somewhere along the line. You can let me know. I need y'all's feedback. You can let me know. Okay. Okay. So prayer in its highest form is not meant to be a desperate plea. Do you all get that? It's not meant to be a desperate plea. Like you're going to God, you're going to the Creator with your requests, and you're coming with so little a powerful energy behind it. You're coming like you're tapped out. Hmm? Life most of the time responds more to your identity than your intention. That's how life responds to you. Your identity is louder than words. The way your nervous system interacts is louder than words. They say actions speak louder than words. Well, in the realm of prayer and getting what you need from spirit and making the connections that you need from spirit, you see, your vibration has to be louder than your words. Your intention has to be louder than your identity. Does that make sense? So when I say your prayers aren't being answered, what's happening is that the current state that you're in, it can't hold the frequency. Meaning what? Let me see if I can look into the camera just a little bit, because I got some other things I'm looking at over here. Same thing that you all can see to me sharing in the screen over here. But what am I saying? I'm saying that if you're crying and if you're sad and if you're angry and if you're mad, how do you expect to connect to the frequency of the divine? You're connecting to something. And praise God for many of you, right? Praise God for many of you that your tradition, your religion, or your spiritual path may have a mediator. Ha, Walande. Because if it was left solely up to you, you would stay impoverished, you would stay unhealthy, you would stay lonely, you would stay unhappy, because nobody taught you the right way. So you got to use a mediator. You Christians, you have to ask these things that you want in the name of Yeshua, because your name ain't powerful enough. What the enemy say? Jesus, I know. This one I know. But who are you? That's what the devil had said in the stories that I've always been told and read. Who are you? How can spirit recognize who you are? How does the creator, how does the most high God know who you are? What is your identity? Well, you're always sad. You're always broke. You're always lonely. You're always sick. But then you always begging God for something. You're asking God to heal you, yet you personally don't believe that you can be healed, because to be in a stage 4 cancer today and go down into a fervent prayer and wake up tomorrow and be completely in remission, that seems impossible. And so while you're asking God to heal you, you really don't believe that it can be done. And this is why it's not being done. Hello, somebody. Exactly. You can't get close to the most high when you're the most low. Absolutely right, Ganja Cat. Thank you for my moderators being in the chat. Absolutely. How can you align yourself with the frequency of the most high when you're feeling the most low? It doesn't work like that. Now, what are you potentially tapping into? Well, you could be, for those of you that know that, you need a little bit of help, you're going to go through your mediator. You're going to go through Yeshua, for those of you who are in the church. You're going to go through Orisha, for those of you that are in E5. You're going to go through whatever channel, right? But what if I told you that you can have a direct line to getting what you need in this life? I'm not talking about milk and honey in the sky. I'm not talking about when you reach heaven and I'm talking about right here, right now, bringing heaven into earth, as above, so below. What is the key? The key is your faith. O ye of little faith. This is why you cannot shift your frequency. And this is why you cannot elevate yourself to the place that you need to be able to connect with the higher frequencies, to be able to bring down, because it's just a matter of calling it into existence. Everything that you've ever needed, everything that you've ever wanted, everything that you've ever desired is already yours. Did you hear what I said? I said that it is already yours. Okay, well then you say, well, Ningba, if it's already mine, how come I ain't got it yet? Because you ain't on the right frequency to receive. You still gossiping. You still talking about people. You still wishy-washy in the way that you want to go in spirit. You still sitting around complaining about life all the time. You still waking up every day talking about how much pain you're in. You still waking up every day talking about how big and fat you are, how much you want to lose weight, but you won't get up off the couch and do anything. You're not ready. So why are you even wasting your time? I ain't saying nothing but what's the truth. You have to begin to align yourself. Alignment has to be your practice. You have to begin to align yourself to the right frequency to manifest. And I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of that word, but I'm going to use it because it's a word that's familiar with everybody. But to manifest everything that it is that you want and desire for this lifetime, not a different timeline, not a parallel dimension. I'm talking about right here and right now. Your faith has to be as such. My grandmother spoke about a man named Jesus that told you that if you told the mountain, be ye removed, that the mountain would be removed. My grandmother talked about a man named Jesus. Some of you call him Yeshua. Some of you call him Jesus. Some of you call him Jesus. But my grandmother talked about this man that said that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed. Now, I've seen a mustard seed. I've cooked with them. You know, it's kind of tiny. So what I'm saying is that if you're not getting through the spirit, if your prayers are not being answered, if the things that you're wishing to manifest are not coming into fruition, that means what? That means that you don't have faith the size of a mustard seed. But yet you got some good news to be sharing with somebody else, but you ain't came up out of your situation yet. I don't understand how those two even go hand in hand. How are you a teacher? How are you a preacher? How are you a minister? How are you doing any of this, but you still you sick, you still limping into the church, you still coughing with the same emphysema that you done have for 13 years, but God gonna heal me one day. When? What day? It could be today if you were in the right alignment. But because most of your religions remove the truth about the power that you hold, and you have been programmed and tricked into believing that the only way for you to get salvation, or the only way, listen, I don't defute anybody's religion, they way of thinking, they way of, what they do or anything like that. But what I'm saying to you is, you know what you feel. You know what you've experienced. Some people never set foot inside of a church, a mosque, a masjid, a temple, a synagogue, anything of that. But they have experienced the fullness of the Creator, of the Most High. Why is that? There's somebody that's never gone to church. I'll tell you why it is. It's a rhetorical question. I'll tell you why it is. It's because it's about alignment. It's about the heart and mind needing to be on the same frequency. Are you with me? The heart and mind has to be on the same frequency. If your heart is heavy and you're sad and you're depressed and you just don't have any hope, but your mind is telling you to pray for certain things, your heart and your mind are not in alignment. Or you can have a pure heart and just be on the right frequency, but your brain is scattered. You're going in too many directions. Your mind and your heart are not on the same frequency. They are not in alignment. Your heart and your mind has to be in full cooperation with one another, brothers and sisters, in order for your prayers to get through, in order for you to manifest, in order for the things that you say you want or the things that you say you need to be evident in your life. We're talking about alignment today. We're talking about alignment today. Right? That's all we're talking about. We're talking about why you got to stop praying like just with this emptiness in you. You're just praying like, like it's a routine. When you pray out of routine and there's no energy, there's no emotion behind it. You know what moves the Creator? Emotion. You've got me feeling emotions. Emotions. You got to feel emotions, movement. Right? Because when you look at When you look at energy, like a current, like the energy that's in the walls, the house is wired with electricity, with current. That current has to be able to flow so that when I cut on the light switch, I get light. Hmm. But if there was something within the foundation or the structure of the building, that was blocking that current from flowing freely, then that means what? That means that I'm going to cut on the light switch and I'm not going to get any light. And that means I got to call the electrician. That means I got to call somebody to fix it. I got to call somebody to fix it. Prayer has to be, many people, I've seen people in the church back in the day when I used to go to church. People would be praying like they trying to convince themselves and convince God all at the same time. Who you trying to prove it to? It needs to be less about convincing and more about embodiment. You ain't got to try to convince the creator of what you need. You ain't got to try to convince your ancestors of what you need. You need to embody that. What it is that you say you want, what it is that you say you want to be. You have to embody that. You have to become that. And then my grandmother used to always say that faith without works is dead. So you can also have all the faith in the world, but listen, you want to get healed, right? You're talking about how you want to get healed. Yes, there have been miraculous cases where somebody have prayed and they have truly believed that they would be healed. And then, shortly after that, their cancer, whatever, had gone into remission. But guess what they also did? They also probably stopped smoking cigarettes. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. They probably also stopped drinking dark sodas. They probably start watching positive things on the television rather than a bunch of horror and negative things and everything on the television. I'm talking about if you really want to heal, you're also going to change some things, right? Because the physical realm has to also be in line with the unseen realm, with the spirit realm. So spiritually, I know that I want to change, but what am I doing to match it? What am I doing to match it? You don't need to convince the creator what you need. You just need to embody it. Once you embody it, then that's when you're going to notice things begin to stabilize in your life. Uh-oh. Your prayers are not being ignored. But I will say that you may not be pushing through because you're not in complete alignment with the word, sound, and power. Does that make sense, brothers and sisters? All right, real quick, I want you to take a look at your screen, what you see on the screen in front of you. For those of you that will be joining us later and you didn't catch the live, we ask for you to be covered with love and light also, right? But what we need to look at, okay, is what you have on your screen here. And if you look at the description in this video, you will see a link that you can click on called Soul Guidance. This is what's been brewing new at the Seat of Light, our temple. So many of you probably wish you can get a reading from me or some energy from me every single day. You want to be able to sit and talk with me every single day. But you may not, I'm not pumping that workout like I was. That sounded crazy, pumping that work. I ain't been pumping that workout like I've been over the last decade. I've been kind of, you know, in my artistic phase. I put the things out there where you all can get your spiritual art. You can get this from me, you can get that from me, and all of these different things. But what this is right here, I think this is going to be the end all be all. This is going to be everything that y'all need right here. So I want to show you a little bit about how we get it done. Now, I want to say thank you to the beta testers who I had test this program out before I did a hard launch. I sent messages to a few people to test this out for me, to help me refine the program, to help me get the program to be everything that you all would need it to be. So let's look at what we have on our screen here. Okay. Now, this is where you can come and get readings from me every single day. You could come and get readings. You could just come and get sit real talk, guided meditations. You can have your dreams interpreted. You can come and get messages from your ancestors. You can go into the house of spirits and honor the divinities, the Orisha, Loa, Netaru, all of the different ones. Get all the information you need. For those of you that are into the Christ consciousness, you could sit with the teachings, the lost teachings, get learn about it from an historical perspective and also from a metaphysical, and learn what Christ consciousness is, rather than a person who, for some people that energy resonates and it works, and for some people it doesn't. Now I have a whole different ideology on why it doesn't work for many people, because I think that unfortunately there's been a couple of different Christ energies that have been created, and many of our people have tapped into the wrong one. Many of you have tapped into the one that was created and given to you by your slave masters. Therefore, it continues to keep you in bondage without allowing you the healing, the prosperity, and all of the things that you need. See, that's a different one. That's the one that works for the founding fathers of this nation. That's you don't even understand that you're dealing with a whole different frequency of Jesus. And many of y'all just don't even know that. So what we like to look at Christ consciousness as what did Christ teach? Christ taught what he learned. And guess what else? You are the Christ. Christ, there's a Christed, there's an oil, there's so much. I don't want to get off into that right now, but you can come into this place. You can also go to the mothership if you want to, right? So let me show you a little bit how this works so that you all can get it. Now, many of you all, if you are members of the See the Light Unity Temple, you got the email about the rollout. We've been refining this process over the um past period of time, trying to get things right. Again, I want to say thank you to the beta testers who have helped to test this and refine it. We use the feedback to create something very powerful for those of you all that, you want to sit with me. You miss the readings, you miss the interactions, but you won't have to. Now let's look at this. Let's go into the oracle, for example. Let's say I wanted to go into the oracle. Now, let's say I wanted to choose between a tarot deck, my ancestor oracle, or my love and relationship oracle, for those of you that have come and sat with me. Let's say you want to do a 3-card spread, a 5-card spread. So let me just ask a question. I'm going to go into the oracle and I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to say, what do you feel about the current state of, um, let's say, the economy? Okay. And let's just say I'm going to go into my ancestor oracle. That's not a good question for the ancestor oracle, is it? Let's stay with the tarot. And let's just say I'm going to pull 3 cards. And here I'm going to click pull 3 cards. Now you see you have a prompt here. I got you breathing. I got you grounding. I got you breathing. I got you grounding, right? And then my system is going to pull a couple cards for you. Okay. We're pulling the cards. Now you all stay with me. This is something that's going to be magnificent if you all see the benefit of it, right? Let me put my thing on here. Okay, now here we have our answer to the question. What do you feel about the current state of the economy? Now let's hear it spoken, because I programmed this that it could talk to you. I programmed this so that it could talk to you. Okay, so let's hear what it has to say. Let's hear what it has to say. Or you can read it if you want to, but let's hear what it has to say. It takes a minute for the little voice to populate, but let's hear what it has to say. All right, so I don't want to stay in one room too long, but you all get the gist of that. You can pull three cards. You can go to the Ancestor Oracle. You can go to the Love and Relationship Oracle and ask a question about your relationship. Now, that's the Oracle room. Let's say you wanted to go into the Three Springs room. This is where if you have a dream, right? And this could be your dream journal. If you had a dream here, you will put your dream in here, and then you would click the offer this dream button, and then you would get a dream interpretation, a fully in-depth dream interpretation for your dream. Let's say you wanted to go into the ancestors room, right? You know, what message do you need from your ancestors? What do you want to connect? What is it that you feel that you want to learn, about ancestral veneration, anything, Here you can go into House of Spirits. See, this is a reverent room for the divinities, spirits, and ancestral wisdoms of Africa and her diaspora, Orisha, Loa, Netaru, Abyssum, and beyond. Bring teachings, prayers of the lineage your spirit is drawn to for divination or initiated work. Seek an elder of that tradition. So I'm not I'm not giving Ifa readings here, but we'll give you teachings, any questions that you have about any of these traditions and these different spiritual paths is there. You want to go into the Christ consciousness room. What teachings or scripture do you want to elaborate on? What about Christ consciousness from a metaphysical perspective? You bring your questions, right? And you're seeking, and you can get it here. Now, if you want to go to the mothership room, this is a higher dimension channel. You get transmissions from cosmic intelligences, learn about the sacred geometry, star families, light body, frequency of what you already have. Now, I need to let you all know something. I have put strict parameters in here not to discuss witchcraft, black magic, spells, or rituals. Why? Because that's on you. That's not on me. Yes, I created this from the ground up. I basically did a brain dump. One of the sisters, I love the feedback that one of the sisters gave me. She said that as she was pulling the different cards, she felt my energy and presence. Of course you will, because this is a program that I built from the ground up. It's going to feel like me. It's not me. And there'll be disclaimers because some people are get a little carried away. I notice when it comes to a lot of these different sites that's out. You can't, even when it comes to cards, these things are for reflection and for guidance. You never take any of this stuff as a total authority, but you will. It's very, very, very enlightening, right? And so you could just go to Tua, and that's where you could just come and sit and, just like you're kicking it, you can get a guided meditation with me. Close your eyes and we'll walk in, you could just get feedback questions about certain things. So if you all will go and use ChatGPT, why would you use ChatGPT or any of these other AI? I've created, I'm not going to say why, I'm going to say in addition to, wouldn't you like a platform that was created to be ethical, to be benevolent? I only talk about this. This is only spirituality here. But the beautiful thing about it is that I have a lot of systems interwoven here. So astrology, the numerology, the destiny path. Like I said, I did a brain dump. Everything that I've ever taught, everything that I've ever learned, I've put into this program so that you all can get comprehensive readings. You can get good help. And watch this. Let me go back to the altar. Let me go back to the altar. Now, you can come back for free, and I know many of you will do that, and I'm not mad at that. But I will tell you that you can come back and get a free one sit down every day for the free. You don't even have to upgrade. That's just for free. That's just if you want to pull a little card, you get your little one card pull for the day, and that's fine. But you're going to want to explore this, right? Because now at the guided reflections tier, you get 5 sit downs a day across all rooms. You get real ancestral guidance. You get higher self conversations that remember you from session to session. You can go into the oracle room. You can get 3 card pulls, 5 card pulls, complete spreads. You get light numerology, light astrology. You can go into the 3 springs and take your dreams to have the symbolized interpreted. Get guided meditations. You get You get detailed energy and spiritual cleansing information about spiritual baths, smoke clearings, aura and chakra clearings. So that's the only thing kind of close to ritualistic stuff that I'm going to teach on, is anything that has to do with cleansing, clearing your energy. I will not teach about black magic spells, harming people, love spells, or any of that. That's just not what I'm about. And it's just, and you all know that. If you've been with me for years, you already know that. I'm not even teaching about return to senders or any of that. That's on you. I have created a benevolent platform that is ethical, but you can still get the help that you need. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you get 15 sit downs a day, meaning you could go back and forth 15 times a day, 15 different conversations. You get deep Igungun ancestral work woven through your readings. You go into the house of spirits and the mothership transmissions. They're in depth. You go into the oracle room, you get full in-depth readings. You get your personal destiny card archetype woven throughout your readings. You get full numerology, life path, repeating numbers in your cycles, full astrology. You get that continuity across every session. So meaning that we're going to remember what we talked about and you can build on that. Right? You get multi-system unified readings, meaning all across, you can do readings. You can come in every room and everything is going to tie in together. You can get guided meditations or demand. You get full knowledge and teachings on energy and spiritual cleansing stuff. But you have to get some of this other stuff unlocked. And I think that we're talking about $9.99 a month, y'all, versus how much would it talk to book a session with me? But here you're getting my brain. You might not be getting me, but you're getting my brain. Right? You're getting my brain. And then there are disclaimers at the bottom of this, because I want to treat you, I want you to know that you're dealing with something ethical. And it says here, soul guidance is at the very bottom, come down here at the very bottom, is a spiritual reflection program created by Priestess Ningba. It is not a living being and I will not provide medical, mental health, legal, or financial advice, because I can't do that by law. You can go and you can click on the privacy policy. I don't share your information. It's not my business what you're asking the oracle. I don't want to know. I can definitely see how many times you interacted. I can see if you've upgraded and paid or not. I can see if you just coming back for the free question every day. I can see all of that, but I cannot see what you're asking. And that's by design, because I don't want to. It's not my business. The terms and the full disclaimer are there. But family, I did a brain dump on this program. I've been silently working on this for some time, because I wanted to create something that was not already existent. Yes, there are websites that will pull cards for you. Yes, there are websites that will work up your astrology numbers, but I put it all here in one place. Everything that I've ever taught over the past 20 years, most of the stuff that I've learned, again, I've omitted several things that I think that may cause harm to an unknowing soul, somebody just coming into spiritual knowledge. But this is your one-stop shop right here. So those of you that donate to the temple every month, I want to, and those of you that have, some of you all have not missed a beat. And I want to thank you for that, because your donations will help to keep this platform running. Because trust me, you all are getting it for the free, but it's not free for me. All right. So this is why you're encouraged to upgrade, to get the more in-depth knowledge. Yes, I want you to feel special and welcome for nothing at all, because true help shouldn't cost a thing. So if you can come up here and get your one a day, but of course we would appreciate it if you could spare what they say, the price of a cup of coffee, or less than the price of a cup of coffee a day, less than your Starbucks. $9.99 a month gets you in depth. Go up to the next tier and you get even more. You get what I'm saying? And I think if you go and try it out for a month. Try it out. If you don't like it, discontinue your subscription. But I think that you will be pleasantly surprised to see what we've created here at the Cedar Light Unity Temple family. All right. Like I said, you get it every day. When you click on, you get a different positive message for today under today's whispers, which is right here, this little section right here. Again, click on that link in the description and you can go to it and follow along with it right now while we're here. I'm going to be logging off momentarily, but I wanted to just come in and drop a word, let you know that in order to get your prayers answered, to get in, and you get a lot of teachings here from this site, because I programmed it with everything that I thought you all might want to know. Okay. So, and this is going to take the place of our Seed of Light website. This will give you everything that you want to know. All the teachings that you want to know are in here. Okay. All right. And for $9.99 a month, opposed to paying for individual classes and whatnot. Yeah, you can get a lot of knowledge and wisdom over here. And I want to say thank you to my ancestors for their guidance and their direction. I want to say thank you for the Most High for continuously allowing a flowing stream of creativity to flow through me. I feel so grateful to be at the place that I am in my life right now. And I want some of you all to join me. I want you to make it over to the new timeline. I want you to know what it feels like to be tapped in. Okay, because once you can tap in and get yourself on the proper frequency and get yourself aligned with truth and with spirit, I promise you, you will see changes happen in your life. Okay. And I don't make many promises because a promise is a comfort to a fool. All right. I love you, family. I hope that you will give this platform a try. You will see the benefit of it. Um, and I want y'all's feedback. You all can email me. You can hit up my team. That my team, my daughter, my son, they will answer the emails. They will give you all what you need. One moderators, one of y'all drop the link in the chat for the soul guidance. I might be able to do it. Hold on. Let me see. I might be able to do it. And I'm going to drop that link in the chat so you guys can see it there as well. And get on over there. Let us know how you like it. Let us know how accurate you think the readings are. I've had several feedback saying how accurate the readings were. Several. And I'm like, well, it does have my brain in it. All right, y'all. I enjoyed my time with y'all as I always do. And once again, if you do need one-on-one, I think after y'all enjoy this website, I don't think you're gonna need no more one-on-ones. But if you do, you can email us at the Seed of Light Unity Temple, and I'll see. I'll see. I don't know how I'm feeling after I done dumped my brain into this program right here. I don't know if I got nothing left to give, but we'll always see. We'll make something shake for you. All right, listen. As always, I love you all. Do something kind for yourself. Do something kind for someone else, right? Know that you're the battery pack. You're the battery pack that's going to get this thing started. I'm just the person that's going to jump your battery. You're the one with the battery that has to keep the engine going, has to keep the vehicle moving. All right. And I'm hoping that you make it to your final destination. Until next time, brothers and sisters, I love you all, and I leave you in the peace, love, and oneness of the infinite creator. Y'all get on over to the Soul Guidance website. Try it out. Let me know how you like it. Love y'all. Ta-ta.